now just to honor yourself and to listen to that small voice within. Be connected, reconnected, ever so deeply connected with the one source. So settle into your chair or lay down, stand up. You can do all of that while meditating. Whatever's comfortable for you. Maybe close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just become fully aware of one thing where your attention goes, the energy flows, whether that be your breath, whether that be the sound of maybe a bird outside, whether that be the heater, car going down the street, some one thing to focus your attention on that will take you deeper into your meditation. And take another deep breath in and hold it. And release. And with each breath, you become more relaxed. Just allowing this space and time to be given over to that one source, God, Spirit, whatever you may call it, or nothing at all. It just simply is that benevolent, life-affirming source, ever present for our highest and best good, guiding us, loving us, directing us. And take another deep breath. And just allow that to be your focus as we move into the silence right now. So let's begin to become aware of our surroundings. Yeah. We are in the present moment. Be gentle with yourself as you come back. Maybe stretch a little bit, wiggle your toes and fingers, and take a breath. Open your eyes. My name is Carrie Sherman. I'm a practitioner emeritus here at Creative Living Fellowship, and it's been my honor to lead the meditation this morning. Thank you for joining me. And Creative Living Fellowship Sunday service will begin at 10 a.m. Namaste.
Good is all they see. I see it now. It's not what I need. 'Cause the saving grace never came. For me, I see it now. When I'm asking for help, 'cause only I can fix myself. I see it now. I see it now. I'm not quite there. I remember names to say, but I haven't got away from
Good morning, and welcome to the Creative Living Fellowship Sunday service. Beautiful morning, beautiful morning. Please stand and join us in singing our opening song, Holy, Holy Way. This is a call and response song that will be led by our musical inspiration today of LeeLee Roberts. This means that she will sing the lead and we will respond with those same words.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I've fallen. Let me learn from all the ways I've fallen. Oh, let me know that love will heal us all. Let me know that love will heal us all. Oh, let me know that love will heal us all. Let me know that love will heal us all. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Thank you, LeeLee. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, everyone. My name is Deborah Covington, and I am pleased to be the host today for today's service. I want to say hello to our online visitors on Facebook, YouTube, and the CLF website as well. Thank you for joining us. For first-time acknowledgments of first-time visitors, if there are any, I don't see any here today, but if there are online, we welcome you into our hearts. So today, I want to tell you what you're going to expect to experience. Creative Living Fellowship is an independent religious church, religious science church, and we honor all paths that lead to truth. Our deep intention here is to be a community of love, care, and connection that opens hearts, expands consciousness, and transforms lives. And we do that through the principles and practices of the science of mind and spirit. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said, "Prepare your mind to receive the best that life has to offer." And that's what we're going to do today. So here's a bit about our service. Practitioner Emeritus Carrie Sherman facilitated our pre-service meditation today. Thank you, Carrie. She is also holding high watch, and that means that she is sitting in meditation and prayerful contemplation, holding a space for the perfect unfoldment of this service. Thank you for your service today, Carrie. We are truly blessed. Monica Zickus is serving as our practitioner of the day and will be offering our evocation. That'll be followed by our congregational chant, The World. And I know that you all know this, so please sing it with gusto and feeling and meaning. And you can also be interactive with the words. The world is, I am, you are, we are, the world is. Today we welcome back LeeLee Robert, who is serving as our resident musician and musical inspiration. She'll be leading us in this chant, and the words will be on the screen. After the chant, Monica will be back with the inspirational reading of the day. And right now, here's Monica with our evocation.
Oh, I invite everyone to close your eyes and turn within. And just knowing there's one source, one power, one energy in this world. This is God. Perfect, whole, complete, filled with ease, flow, and grace. God. God, creator of worlds. God is love, peace, friendship, abundance, prosperity. As God is all these things and so much more, so am I, and so is everyone. Because we're all one. Can be no other way. That's the way it is. We're all one. And as I speak my word into the law, knowing it is done for the best and highest good, I know and affirm that all these God qualities are within me, are within all of us, expanding, growing, sharing these qualities with the world for all to see. Friendship, love, peace, abundance, prosperity. It's our birthright, my birthright, everyone's birthright. And I send blessings and light to teachers of the truth everywhere. I bless our own congregation, Dr. Reverend Sherry, all involved with this church today, knowing everything said and heard here flows perfectly. And I give great thanks for the immediate manifestation of this prayer, knowing it's already done in the mind of God. And together we say, and so it is.
The world is a place of great love for all. The world is a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. The world is a place of great peace. I am a place of great love for all. I am a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. I am a place of great peace. You are a place of great love for all. Are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. You are a place of great peace. We are a place of great love for all. We are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. We are a place of great peace. The world is a place of great peace.
Today's reading is entitled Place No Limit on Principle, and it comes from the Science of Mind textbook, page 188. Know your own mind. Train yourself to think what you wish to think. Be what you wish to be. Feel what you wish to feel. And place no limit on principle. The words which you speak would be just as powerful as the words which Jesus spoke. If you knew your word was the law whereunto it was sent, but you must know this within and not merely accept it with your intellect. If you have reached a point where the inner consciousness believes, then your word is simply an announcement of reality. Know, without a shadow of a doubt, that as a result of your treatment, some action takes place in infinite mind. Infinite mind is the actor, and you are the announcer. If you have a vague, subtle, unconscious fear, be quiet and ask yourself, who am I? What am I? Who is speaking? What is my life? In this manner, think right back to principle until your thought becomes perfectly clear again. Such is the power of right thinking that it cancels and erases everything unlike itself. It answers every question, solves all problems, is the solution to every difficulty. It is like the sunlight of eternal truth, bursting through the clouds of obscurity and bathing all life in glory. It is the absolute with which you are dealing. All there really is God.
Well, I know that the theme for the month is willing to be willing. And I saw that the theme for today was going all the way. Just had to be my time, right? Well, I think God came through for me today, and I hope you enjoy this song that I wrote called Willing to Be Willing. Will you will or will you won't? Did you do or did you don't? Ask yourself. Are you willing to be willing? Can't control what others do. Their values might not be like you. Ask yourself, are you willing to be willing? Going all the way. What's it mean to you? Cuckoo, could you? Going all the way. in everything you do, 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 do. Oh, what it is you say or do, the effort's worth all of you. Ask yourself, are you willing to be willing? What is your commitment now? Go all the way. We're learning how. Ask yourself, are you willing to be willing? Going all the way. What's it mean to you? Cuckoo, cuckoo. Going all the way in everything you do, 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 do. Will you will, or will you won't? Did you do, or did you don't? Ask yourself, are you willing to be willing? What is your commitment now? Go all the way. We're learning how. Ask yourself if you're willing to be willing. All of us, yes, everyone. We don't have to do it alone. God's love, God's light, God's truth, greater than ourselves, eternal youth, if we're willing. If we're willing to be willing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, LeeLee. Good morning, everyone. Let's just take a breath together. Thank you again. LeeLee writes songs for every time she's here, it seems. So thank you. Very prolific. Thank you very, very much. And that was the message for today, so I can just sit down. Yeah, the theme, as you know, for the month is willing to be willing, as LeeLee said. And, you know, I just wanted to say that we started out this year, which seems like a year ago, with authenticity. That's how we started the year off, beginning again and starting off with authenticity. And then we moved to commitment, and now we're moving into willing to be willing. So we dealt with authenticity, being who you really are, and what was the second one I just said? Commitment. Commitment. Being committed to being willing to be who you are. And then this month we're talking about willingness. And those three go together. And as I look at these and look at where we are in the year, it seems like just yesterday I stood up here and said, we have marched into March. And we are marching right out of March because we are past the halfway point of March. So time is really moving. It seems like it's moving faster. Things are happening. Everything has sped up, it seems. And so I think that that's something for us to keep in mind as we go through our lives, as we go through our days, that time is moving and we want to make sure that we're moving with it, that we are going along and we aren't just waiting around and lollygagging around and doing all that stuff that we do, holding back, doing all the stuff that we do. So that's why today I'm talking about going all the way, going all the way, going all the way. You know, Ernest Holmes says that we constantly make ourselves who we are. And if we're not satisfied, we can change by our thoughts and our actions. We constantly make ourselves who we are. we constantly make ourselves who we are, and if we're not satisfied, we can change through our thoughts and through our actions. You know, that's very powerful. Just think about it. That's very, very powerful. And think about it, it can be a little scary when we look at who we are, how our lives are, and we think that we made this. We can make ourselves who we are by our thoughts and by our actions. And if we don't like it, we can change it by our thoughts and by our actions. And when I think about that quote, I think about the fact that Holmes found a gazillion ways to say, change your thinking, change your life. Because that's what it boils down to, change your thinking, change your life. And that's another way of saying it, that if we don't like the life that we have created for ourselves, we can change it by our thoughts and by our actions. And so my question for you today is, are you willing to change it? Are you willing to do something different? Are you willing to have a different life? Are you willing to be a different person? Are you willing to act differently? Are you willing to see the world differently? Are you willing to move about in the world differently? Are you willing to go all the way? And to go all the way means no holds barred. No holds barred. No holds barred. This means just being free to change, being free to live, and knowing that, as I say all the time, it is never too late for us to change. It is never too late for us to have the kind of life that we want to have. It's never too late for us to start whatever it is we want to start. It's never too late. It's never too late. And so it doesn't make sense to spend time regretting what you didn't do, thinking about what you could have done, going through the woulda, coulda, shouldas. That doesn't make sense, because we can start right here and right now. It doesn't matter how much time has passed. It doesn't matter. So long as we can stay in the moment, then we can move forward from where we are right here and right now, whatever it is we decide we want to do. I remember when I was making the decision to go to law school, and I had said I was going to go, then I stopped, and then I said I was going to go, then I didn't, and then I said, and 1 year passed, and then another year passed, and I was working in a law office at the time, and one of the attorneys in there said to me, "Why haven't you enrolled in law school? When are you going to go?" And I said, "Well, I'm just kind of thinking now that maybe I won't because it's going to take 3 years, and in 3 years I'll be this old." And he said, "If you keep living, in 3 years you're going to be that old anyway. So why not be that age and be a lawyer?" And I thought, wow, what a novel concept. What a novel concept. And so that's how we go through our lives sometimes. We say, well, I haven't done it now, and by the time I get through this, then I'll be this age or whatever. Well, you know what? If you're still here, you're going to be that age anyway. So whatever it is you decide you want to do, whatever it is you decide you want to do, just do it. Just do it. Just go for it. Go all out. Go all the way for it. Don't let things hold you back about, I should have done it before. And as I'm talking, I'm thinking about, for the last 6 months, I've been saying to myself, you know, I think I'd like to have a journalism degree. I think I would like to be a journalist. And that's been just really kind of turning over in my head more and more. Like, maybe I'll study journalism. Maybe that's something I will do. It's not too late because I'm still here. And so that just may be the next thing that I'm going to pursue, being a journalist. I don't know why that is. Really, I've been intrigued by that. I've been intrigued by that for for a long time, but particularly the last 6 months, I just been thinking about, wow, I'd like to be an investigative journalist. So that may be, I'll keep you posted on that. That may be my next undertaking. But the whole point that I'm making is, why not? Why not? So my question for you is, what is it that you really want to do? What is it that you always thought you wanted to do, and you thought that it was too late to do it, or whatever the case may be, and you've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to do? So I'm inviting you to really set your intention, to really focus on what it is you want. Really focus on what you want to do how you want to be, what kind of life you want to have, what kind of relationships do you want to have, what kind of health do you want to experience, what kind of financial prosperity you want to experience, all those things. Just ask yourself, set your intention to ask yourself these questions and get really clear about that. Get really clear about what it is you really want. What it is you really want, and then decide whether or not you are willing to do what it takes to have those things. Do what it takes to accomplish those things. Do what it takes to have good health. Do what it takes to have good relationships. Do what it takes to have healing in your relationships. Do what it takes to have peace of mind. Do what it takes to have order. Do what it takes to have whatever it is you want to have. Are you willing to do those things? Are you willing to do those things? And are you willing to go all the way to accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish? Are you willing to go all the way and doing whatever it takes to change your life? Are you willing to do what it takes to change your thinking? Because that's not easy all the time. It sounds easy to say, change your thinking, change your life. That sounds really easy, doesn't it? It isn't. Because, those old thoughts just come up. And because the ego doesn't want us to change, then the ego is going to always fight against us changing. It's going to always say, oh, you can't do that. Oh, it's too late. Oh, you've always done it this way. Oh, nobody's going to believe you doing this. Or nobody's going to accept it. What will people think? All that stuff. That's ego stuff talking to us. When we can stay in spirit, when we can stay in the truth of our being, when we can stay in that place where we know who we are, when we can stay in that place, then we can do whatever it is we decide we want to do. And the way we change our thinking is just by whatever thought that's coming up that's negative, replace it with a positive thought. 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 And you just keep doing that. It's like having coffee, a half a cup of coffee in a cup, and you want to get it clear, and you start dripping water, just getting one drip of water, one drop of water rather, one drop of water into that cup. It's the black coffee stays there for the longest time, but you keep dropping that one drop in there, that one drop of water, that one drop of water, just constantly dripping, one drop at a time, one drop at a time into that cup. Eventually, the black coffee in there is going to spill over and out. And eventually that one drop of water that continues to drip, that continues to drip, that continues to drop, that continues to drip, that continues to drop, that continues to drip, that continues to drop. Before you know it, you look at it one day and it's clear. The liquid in that cup is clear because you've been replacing it one drop at a time. You've been replacing it one drop at a time. You've been replacing it one drop at a time. You've been replacing it one drop at a time. And when you do that, the liquid becomes clear and you got a cup of water instead of a cup of coffee. That's how we change our thoughts, one thought at a time. One thought at a time. But you know what? We have to be aware of what our thoughts are. We have to be mindful and be aware of what our thoughts are, and not just our individual thoughts. And yes, we have to be aware of individual thoughts, but the tenor of our thinking. The tenor of our thinking is what really trips us up sometimes. If the tenor of our thinking is toward illness, if the tenor of our thinking is toward negativity, if the tenor of our thinking is toward impossibility, then it doesn't matter what our specific thought may be. If the tenor of our thinking, if all the time the first thing we look at is why we can't do something, the first thing we look at is why something won't work, rather than why it will or how it can, or if we're constantly looking at how healing cannot happen, how unity cannot be, then that's the tenor of our thinking. No matter what we may say, if we are constantly thinking and acting like that can never happen. There's so much division. There's so much divisiveness in the world. There can never be unity. We'll never come together. If that's the way you're thinking, even though you might say an affirmation or whatever every now and then, the tenor of our thinking is the thing that really trips us up. That really trips us up. So we have to be aware all the time of not only what our specific thoughts are in any moment, but just hearing ourselves in any situation. Hearing ourselves in any situation we find ourselves. Are we possibility thinkers? Do we believe? Do we believe what we say we believe? Do we believe that everything's possible? Do we believe that there's that power and that presence for good in the universe that is available to us? And if so, can I use it? And if I'm not, why am I not using it? If I believe that. And so the tenor of my thinking and the tenor and the words that I speak are the things that again trip me up, because I'm saying one thing, that I believe one thing, and I'm acting a different way. I'm saying that I believe one thing and I'm acting like I really don't believe it. I'm acting like I really don't even know it. And so I'm inviting you to let all that go. Let all that go. That's past. Start right here, right now. Begin again right here, right now, today. Set your intention to do something different today. Set your intention to really get clear about what it is you want. That's the first thing. Set your intention to really get clear about what it is you want, and decide whether or not you're willing to go all the way to get what it is you want, to be who it is you want to be and how it is you want to be, and have the kind of life you want to have. Set your intention to do those things, and then let your intention guide your attention. Let your intention guide your attention. Because once you set your intention, you got to pay attention to what you're doing, because energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where attention goes. So if you set your intention to do this and your attention is over here, you set your intention to do this, go this way, and your attention is over there, that's where you're going, and that's where the energy flows, over in the opposite direction. Your intention and your attention need to be in alignment. Your intention and your attention have to be in alignment. Have to be in alignment. And so what I'm really describing here is mindfulness. It's necessary for us to be mindful of what we are thinking, mindful of what we are saying, mindful of what we are doing, mindful always of whether or not we are following our intention. And our intention is always to be in alignment with the all that is. Because when we want to experience the good in the universe, when we want to experience the life that we were created to live, we want to be in God. That's really where we want to be, because that's what that's all about. That's what that's all about. That's where our good is. And so we want to be in alignment with that always, and do those things that bring us into alignment with it. And so I'm inviting you right this minute to breathe, because that brings us into alignment with spirit. Keeps us in alignment with spirit, keeps us in alignment with our center. But you know what I have found and what I believe is the anchoring thing for our intention and our attention is meditation. It's meditation. It's meditation. I talk a lot about spiritual practice, but right now I'm talking specifically about meditation, because meditation brings together and brings into alignment our minds, our bodies, our spirits. Everything is brought into alignment with meditation. And so that's what I'm inviting you to really go all the way with. If you don't have a meditation practice, I'm inviting you to start a meditation practice, even if it means 5 minutes a day. Just do 5 minutes a day. Take baby steps if you don't have a meditation practice. Take baby steps. You got to take baby steps in order to get the big kid steps. So start where you are. And there, if you don't have a meditation practice, okay, you don't have one, but you can start one right now. Set your intention, if you don't have one, to start one right now, and to be be anchored in it, be committed to it. That's the word I'm trying to think of. Be committed to it. You know, I don't have to tell you that meditation brings us into alignment with the all that is. It brings us into alignment with source. It brings us into alignment with who we are. It brings us into alignment with that one power and that one presence. That's what meditation does for us. And the more we go into the silence and go into our center, the more we are in alignment with the all that is. And so I invite you to do this on a daily basis, on a daily basis, just starting out just once a day, even, as I said. If it's 5 minutes a day, if it's 10 minutes a day, I'd like you to work up to 20 minutes twice a day. But if you're not there, start somewhere, because you can't do 20 if you don't do 5. You can't do 20 if you don't do 5. I'm reminded of something that Marianne Williamson said in her book, The Gift of Change, about meditation. If we meditate sometimes, but not always, if we meditate sometimes, but not all the time, then we will think that God helps us sometimes, but not all times. If we pray and meditate some days, but not all days, then we will tend to feel the peace of God some days, but not all days. If we go to God only when we are in trouble, then we tend to think that God is inconsistent, when the inconsistency really lies within us. The more time we spend with God, she says, the more time we spend with God, the more we build our spiritual musculature, and the better we are able to develop the ability to deal with life's challenges. The more time we spend with God, the more we build our spiritual musculature, and the better we are able to deal with life's challenges. This comes from meditation. This comes from spending time with God. This comes from spending time in the silence. This comes from spending time just really being at one, being in that place of silence. Meditation has so many physical benefits. We know the health benefits and things that we've heard about over and over and over again. And yes, that's very, very important. Meditation helps us to focus, because once you start to meditate and you are focusing on, just say if you're focusing on your breath, you just keep bringing your focus back to your breath. I hear people tell me all the time, the excuses all the time. I can't meditate because my mind doesn't stay still. My mind, there's monkey mind, and that's the thoughts won't stop coming through, and I can't get really focused and really clear. Well, that's an excuse. That's an excuse. Thoughts coming through is a part of meditation. That's what happens. That's what happens when you sit in meditation. Then the thoughts start coming. Thoughts are always out there. The thing for us not to do is not to reach up and grab one and bring it down and get engaged with it. And that's one of the things we do sometimes. Thoughts come through, just let them go on through. Bring your focus back to your breathing. Thoughts come through, they go all around. Grocery list starts. When I start my morning meditation, the to-do list for the day starts. As soon as I sit and start to breathe, then you got to do this, you got to do that. You didn't do this, you got to, and then I just have to keep coming back to my breath and keep coming back to my breath and keep coming back to my breath. That's how we learn focus. That's how we learn focus, because we keep focusing on what we're doing. I have set my intention to meditate. You have set your intention to meditate. Then let your intention inform your attention. Because once you sit in meditation, your attention wants to go over there. Let your intention to meditate bring your attention back here, so that your intention and your attention are in alignment. That's the important thing for us to do. That's the important things for us to do. Meditation helps us to go all the way. It helps us to go all the way, because once we start to anchor our intention, once we start to anchor ourselves in the presence, then we are opening ourselves up for guidance. We're opening ourselves up for direction. We're opening ourselves up for all the things that Spirit has for us. We're opening ourselves up for so much. But you know what? We got to be willing to follow the guidance that's coming through. We got to be willing to follow the guidance that's coming through. Be willing to follow the guidance. Be willing to know the guidance comes through not only while you're in meditation, it comes through all the time, throughout our day, throughout our lives. It comes through sometimes dealing with other people. It comes through sometimes with nature. It comes through in so many ways. So many ways we get guidance. So many ways we get messages from beyond. So many ways. But the more we are in meditation, the more we're in places of our place of center, the more open we are to getting those messages. I remember once, within the last couple of years since we've been out because of the pandemic, I remember being home and noticing that I was working, and I noticed that a bird kept flying to my window, on my balcony. A bird kept flying to the window, and then finally, it got for a couple of days. It just got really outrageous. It was flying almost into the window, and then it was scratching all over the window like it was trying to get into my door, trying to get into my window, trying to get it. And I was wondering what on earth is going on with this bird. Why is it out there? And it kept coming back. It kept coming back. And then the more that it would come back, the more frantic it became. And I finally remembered day sign. That's a day sign. We get day signs from nature. We get day signs all the time. And I knew that there was some message here that this bird was trying to give me, trying to get into my apartment to give me. And I finally decided to just take that question into meditation. What is the message that this bird has for me? What is it that's trying to come through that I need to know desperately, apparently, because the bird is getting more and more desperate every day. And finally, the answer it didn't come in meditation, but I was open to it. But finally, I just knew what the answer was. I knew that there was something that I was supposed to do, and it came through really clearly that I was supposed to take a specific action, and I was supposed to take it right now, and I did. After I got that message and it really got clear with me what the message was, I didn't see the bird anymore. It never came back. It never came back. That was the guidance I was getting. That's how that guidance came to me, because I know about day signs and I've dealt with day signs before, but I had forgotten about it. I recognized finally that, that's what that is. And I got that message. Your message may come in many ways, in any kind of way, however is unique for you, however it is that you can get the message, however it is that you can get the guidance. But just know that that guidance is available. Those are the kinds of things we get to experience as a result of meditation. And so I'm inviting you to really, really, really set your intention to go all the way with your meditation practice. Set your intention to go all the way with your meditation practice. Even if you decide that you're going to meditate for 10 minutes, 5 days this week coming up, do that. 10 minutes, 5 days this week. 10 minutes, 5 days this week. If you do more than that, wonderful. Glory be. If you do that, wonderful. But set this as your intention, to meditate 5 days this week for 10 minutes. And then see what happens. But be willing to do that. Be willing to do that. And be willing to observe the changes that are taking place. Be willing to be aware of the guidance that's coming through. Be willing to follow the guidance that you're getting. Be willing to follow so many other things. Be willing to be more focused. Be willing. Be willing to see what happens. Do I get an agreement on that? Yes. Okay, great. Let's take a breath. Let's take a breath as we just know that we are open to going all the way. We are open to going all the way. I'm sorry, a thought just keeps trying to come through that I don't want to come out of my mouth. So, so I'm not going to say it. But at any rate, let's just be open. Let's just be available. Let's just be those places and spaces through which God works, through which God expresses fully and completely, however God wants to express through each one of us. Let's just learn to breathe in, thank you. Breathe in, thank you, and then breathe out, yes. Breathe in, thank you, and breathe out, yes. Breathe in, thank you, and breathe out, yes. Breathe in, thank you, and breathe out, yes. As we just move into that place of center, breathing in, thank you, breathing out, yes. Moving into that place of knowing and sensing and feeling God's presence right here, right now, right where we are. Knowing that this is the only presence, the only life, the only mind, the only breath. Breathing in, thank you. Breathing out, yes. And what we are saying yes to is to the awareness that we are one with this one. We are one with this one breath. We are one with this one life. We are one with this one mind. We are one with this one, because there is only one. There is only one. And so knowing this truth, we are anchored in this truth. And knowing this truth, I speak the word for each of us this day, that we dare to go all the way with spirit. We dare to open ourselves, to throw ourselves wide open to that healing presence that is within us. And knowing that body temples are healed, knowing the bodies of affairs are healed, knowing that relationships are healed, knowing that finances are healed, knowing that whatever needs to be healed is healed because there's no separation. There's no separation. And I speak this word of oneness for each one of us. And knowing that wholeness is revealing itself as peace and love and joy and well-beingness and prosperity and abundance and forgiveness and compassion. All the qualities of God are expressing in and through and as each one of us. And healing is happening on every level of our being. And how grateful I am to just say, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for the healing that is happening for each of us. Thank you, God, for the healing that is happening in Creative Living Fellowship community. Knowing that the community is a divine idea in the mind of God and that all things are made new. All things are made new as each one of us decides to go all the way to allow things to be made new through each of us for CLF, as CLF. And so I'm just going to pause momentarily so that you may speak the names of anyone you'd like held in prayer this morning. You may speak their names silently or aloud, but you may speak them now. And so for all those whose names were spoken here this day, I know that God is right where each one is, blessing and keeping them. This word goes out to anyone on this planet needing a prayer this day. Knowing that in the midst of every circumstance, every situation, every event, God is. For there is no spot where God is not. And so I simply say, thank you, Father, Mother God. Thank you, Infinite Presence. Thank you, Divine Mother. And yes, yes, yes. I simply allow it to be. And so it is.
Come with me today. Let's go all the way, where we explore and we're willing to be more. Come with me to a greater destiny. Come with me, my friends. I've got a song to lend to help your faith expand. A song to lend a hand. Come with me to a greater destiny. Let's go all the way to a place where we can say, I'm living in the fullness of life. I'll rise above the chaos and strife to my greater destiny. Come with me, come what may. Let's go all the way to our symphony. Together you and me, and we'll see our greater destiny. Let's go all the way to a place where we can say, I'm living in the fullness of life, far above the chaos and strife, to our greater destiny. Come with me, come what may. Let's go all the way to our symphony. Together you and me, and we'll see our greater destiny. And we'll see our greater destiny.
Thank you once again. What a beautifully sweet song. And what a wonderful support to the invitation of the message that was given us and is given to us every Sunday. Thank you, Reverend Sherry. And this is our conscious giving time. This is the time where we participate in the divine law of giving and receiving by giving of our tithes and offerings. We invite you to join us in this sacred practice by tithing here at CLF. And as you tithe to CLF, we tithe to local non-profit organizations that are serving our communities and making a real difference in the lives of real people. Online, for those of you that are watching, you can click on our donate button on our website or on Facebook. Excuse me. You may also use your cell phone to text to give, and that phone number is 844-941-4360. You can also see it on the screen. For our in-person giving people, we have ushers here that are going to come forward now while LeeLee guides us and leads us into I Trust in God. LeeLee?
I am thankful, so grateful. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I trust in God. I trust in God. I trust in God. And now, if the ushers will come forward, we will say our offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God, and so it is. Thank you, Deborah and Janet, for your service today. We appreciate it very much. And now I'd like to invite up Nicole Jordan for our announcements.
Good morning, everybody. I have to tell Charles that, we missed him, but I still have my cheering squad, so yay. Well, it's time for announcements. And, meditation was the challenge for the day. So, hey, why not join us for midday meditation Monday through Friday at noon on Facebook or our YouTube live streams, or even show up early here and meditate with us for our pre-service meditation at 9:30, which is also live streamed. And then that Reverend Jorge is going to give us a new spiritual practice this week during the Monday practice with Reverend Jorge. I have to say that because that's the title. That's at 6:30 p.m. on Monday through our Facebook and YouTube live streams. I get the feeling it's probably going to be a meditation. Our community care and connection meeting with Reverend Sherry is every Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. in Zoom. And this week we will be doing conscious conversation again because I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but today we're doing visioning. So go ahead and come and join us on Tuesday night for conscious conversation. And then this Saturday is the last book study. Yeah. Okay. I'm just checking your progress. Good job. So go ahead and join us for the last book study on It's Up to You. So it's up to you to get it and read it and to join on Saturday at 10 a.m. And then we will let you know what the next book study is. And then today is our community visioning at 11:30. So please join us for this sacred practice to catch God's vision for creative living fellowship. And I just, take quick breaks, come back, we'll get to it, and it's awesome. After service, we do have our practitioners available to you for prayer. Praying with someone else is powerful and helpful when you can't see past your own circumstances. So let one of our practitioners give you the gift of prayer today. And also, if you don't want to stay for prayer, you can do that. And then you can also do a written prayer for our prayer box that's on our welcome table. And that will be prayed over for 30 days. Or you can send an email to prayer@creativelivingfellowship.com. Just put prayer request in that subject line. Make sure it gets where it needs to be when you do that. And then also across the way, we have Tatum's Grill, really awesome food. So you can do fellowship with that, but that will be after the visioning. So unless you're not coming to the visioning, then you can fellowship amongst yourselves there. And that is it for my announcements. It is now back to Reverend Sherry.
Okay, I just have a couple of reminders to, the treatment for supply. I always talk about that and I always remind you to use it because it works. Page 262 of the Science of Mind textbook. And I also invite you to connect with each other, connect with those in our community that we don't see very often, just to say hello. How are you? I miss you. I love you. Send a text message or email or get together in person. And I invite you to invite folks to come with you to Sunday service. Invite family members, invite friends, and invite neighbors to come with you to Sunday service. Go all the way for CLF. That's what I'm inviting you to do. Go all the way for CLF. So, and I also invite you to stay for community visioning because, as I always say, CLF is a divine idea in the mind of God. And the only way that vision could be made manifest is through each of us because we are CLF. And so for us to know what the vision is and for us to know what has to be released and what our role is or what has to be embraced and what the next steps are, that comes through us in our visioning. So I invite you to stay for community visioning so that we can vision together as a community to catch God's vision for itself as CLF. So that's happening, as Nicole said, immediately after service, 11:30. It's happening after service at some time in this room. So I look forward to spending that time with you. And meditate, meditate, meditate. That's all. So let's stand now for our closing affirmation and our closing song. So let's just take a breath and repeat after me. Today I set my intention to go all the way. I allow my intention to inform my attention. Throughout this day. As a result, something wonderful is happening in my life right now. Oh, you got it. It's good. I know it. I sense it. I feel it. I thank God for it. Thank you, God. And so it is. And so we're going to sing the peace song today. LeeLee's going to lead us in that.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family glory. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth. Let it begin with me.
Happy Sunday.